Okay, so now that I have my folds, I'm ready to make my cut. And let me show you what it's going to look like first. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to go on my corner. This is where my open edges are. So this is that corner, and I'm going to just bring it on down in a curve. Let me do it on one side here. Bring it on down in a curve toward the middle. And this gives us a pretty good idea of how our petals are going to look on our snowflake flower. Okay. So this way, if I draw it like that, I'm all set to cut it. Okay. I just had a little trouble drawing it. So if you want to open it up, you can kind of get an idea of what the 4 points are going to look like. You want to go ahead and cut all the way toward that edge, just my pencil's not cooperating. So you could draw it again on the other side if you like, but I want to make mine look pretty close to being matching. So I'm not going to worry about drawing. I'm just going to fold it over. And I'm going to go ahead and make my cut. And I'm just going to curve it on up. And hold those folds together. And cut at the point. So I have sort of an arch that I cut out. Right? And then when I open it up, I will see my 4 my 4 points. So this looks really nice, and I'm going to make sure that I do the same sort of thing on my other 4. Now, depending on how many you're making, you might want to have a different kind of cutout for each one. This is just like a regular snowflake, so you could try different shapes and stuff. That's up to you. So I want to do the same thing on my blue. Make sure that I've got the edges the way that I had them folded with the open ones at the top on all of my pieces here. So all of my pieces have the open edges at the top, and I'm pointing them down so that way I can just lay this across. So if you're going to make more than one, you could just do this really quickly to make sure that they all match, or you can make them all a little bit different and a little different shapes if you like. But I just want to try to get these pretty close so that they match. Okay, so now I'm just about at the end, and I'll cut in the corners. And that looks pretty close. That piece. I'll do the same thing for my other white piece. I'm just going to hold them together. I know this is a little hard to see on the camera. That's why I wanted to use the colored paper. Okay, getting pretty close to my point, so I'm going to go ahead and let go and cut up to the top one. And last one, my purple. Line my papers back up, holding them down. Getting close to my point, so I'll go ahead and cut up there. So now I have some nice points on my snowflake paper. Some nice little crisp edges so that I can see where to fold. And when we cut the inside part here, this looks like it's really hard, but it's not. We just made the most important cut. All I want to do is make 2 more right behind it. So right where I started with my scissors, not the point, I started here on this fold. I'm going to go ahead and come behind it and make 2 more.